The 4 golden rules for putting on size and strength as a natural lifter. I'm Max with Max Performance, and in today's video, we are going to go over just that. The 4 simple and maybe not so much easy, but simple rules to put on size and strength. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments any positive or negative criticism on the video. And please stay till the end because I have a 5th, I guess, bonus kind of rule or principle that's going to greatly help you put on size and strength. It's pretty much going to potentiate the 4 golden rules that I'm going to give you. It's basically like if you do the 4 golden rules and then you also do this 5th step, it's going to, create like a synergistic effect to make everything go as good as it can possibly go. So again, please like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it. So the first golden rule we're going to touch on is pretty basic, but it's utilize compound movements, utilize multi-joint movements in your training. Now, it doesn't matter if you're, using a dumbbell movement or a barbell variation. It really doesn't matter. And I'll rattle off some examples of compound movements you should be using in your training. Some of these. It doesn't have to be all of them, but it should be some of them. Squats, bench, deadlift, pull-ups, dips, overhead press, rows, etc. Those kinds of movements. Movements where you're going to be using multiple muscle groups at once. You're basically getting the best bang for your buck, the best training economy. Those are movements you're going to want to prioritize towards the beginning of your workout. Okay, so that's the first point. Utilize or prioritize compound movements. The second point is train each body part 2 times a week. And by that I mean you should have like 2 chest days, two days where you're hitting your back, 2 days where you're hitting your legs, and it can be that general. And an easy way to do this is just do push pull legs, rest. And basically that increased frequency is going to result in greater adaptation, meaning greater size gains and greater strength gains on a weekly basis, basically. And I mean, I can speak from example. Increasing the frequency from 1 time a week to 2 times a week greatly accelerates your growth, and you're just getting stronger because you're practicing your technique twice as much per week, and you're just giving your body that stimulus. It needs that stimulus, and especially if you're a beginner lifter, if you're giving your body that stimulus, you're going to adapt like crazy, and you're going to adapt quickly if you're following all 4 of these golden rules, which all kind of come together, It's like one isn't more important than the other. They're all important and they all kind of work together. So that's the second one, is train each body part 2 times a week. Basically, increase your frequency to get quicker size and strength gains. The third point is eat in a caloric surplus. Now, this is very important. As a beginner, you can get away with basically eating at maintenance and you can still put on muscle because your body, that your body will adapt because it's a novel stimulus, and your body, like, it doesn't take much to get your body to put on size when you're basically giving yourself the stimulus, the weight training to put on size. Now, over time, your body's your body's going to adapt, and it's going to put on muscle, and it's going to be content with the amount of muscle you have. Your body doesn't need a ton of muscle probably to do the things that you're doing on a daily basis. So by eating in a caloric surplus, you're taking care of all your metabolic processes, and you're giving your body a surplus, and you're saying, hey, we have all this extra, like, basically utilize the raw material ingredients to put on muscle, and your body's going to say, yes, I will, because I know everything else is being taken care of. We can afford to basically spend this on muscle, right? That's some serious bro science, let's face it. But I think that's kind of how it works at the same time. Very scientific over here. Dr. Max. So basically, yeah, eating a caloric surplus. And a good rule of thumb, I think, is if you're adding a 1/4 pound to 1/2 pound of weight per week, and I say pounds because I'm an American, and yeah, we we never converted. But if you're putting on that like amount per week, you should be in a pretty good spot. I don't think you want to gain more than 1/2 pound a week because you're just going to start adding more amounts of fat. And at a certain point, adding fat, it doesn't make you stronger, and it's not going to accelerate your muscle growth. So control that surplus. If anything, eat less than more, because at a certain point, you're just going to get fat. This kind of happened. Well, I mean, this is happening right now. But back when I trained really hard for like a year or two, I probably ate a little too much of a surplus, got a little bit fluffier than I could have gotten, you know? So control that surplus. So that's the fourth point, eat in a caloric surplus, and we'll say like a moderate to mild caloric surplus. Now, the fourth point is sleep as much as you can. 8+ hours a day is great, meaning if you can get like 7 or 8 hours at night and then squeeze in a nap during the day, you're going to be golden. And I'm not saying you can't get away with sleeping like 6 hours a night. I probably sleep on average 6 to 7 hours a night, including weekends. So, you know, you can get away with it, but the more you can sleep, the better. It's just when you train in the weight room, you're tearing your body down, and when you sleep, you're building your body back up. Same with, you know, your body's using the, you know, raw material you're giving it through food, and it's building you back up, and you're recovering so you can train harder the next time, and you're going to be bigger and stronger. So the more you can sleep, the better. Most people get like at least 6 hours of sleep at night. So I mean, if you're incredibly busy with life and you can only squeeze in 6 hours, then so be it. Get more when you can, but 8 hours plus a day is definitely ideal. You'll get better results, and your size and strength gains will greatly be accelerated. Your performance in the gym will also be much better. So point number 4 is sleep as much as you can, ideally 8+ hours a day. Okay, the bonus tip, the one you've all been waiting for, the one that you stayed till 6+ minutes into the video to hear, is set goals. Have a goal. Like, if you're going to be doing all of this, this is all what we would call kind of like technical work. And there's strategic work built into the first 4 steps, right? But a lot of this is technical. A lot of it is going and doing the work. So the 5th point is set goals. Have a strategic view of your training. And your goals could be body weight goals, body fat percentage goals at a certain weight. They could be training goals like, hey, I want to bench press 225 for 10 reps, touch and go, or something like that. But set goals. Sit down for 15, 30 minutes and write out 5 to 10 goals of what you want to accomplish with all this. Because if you don't have goals, I'm not saying you're not going to get anywhere, but your path is going to be much more vague, and there's going to be a lot of gray area. If you have goals, you can point your path exactly where you want to go. And at the same time, once you set your goals, then create some kind of action plan to hit those goals. The nice thing about weight goals, as far as like body weight goals, is like I was saying, you can add a 1/4 pound to 1/2 pound a week. So say you weigh 180 pounds and you want to weigh 200 pounds and basically keep your body fat approximately the same, assuming you're in a pretty healthy body fat range. You can say, well, that's 20 pounds. 20 pounds divided by 0.5 is 40 weeks, right? Just doing the math. That was not super fast. But so basically you could say, well, I could go from 180 to 200 pounds in 40 weeks, so a little less than a year. Now, some people might say 40 weeks. Wow, that's a long time. 40 weeks is not a long time at all. If you're young, just basically don't think that 40 weeks is a long time. Just do the work and set the plan. And that's just kind of an example of what you can do. You can also say, hey, I want to bench 225 for 10. So I'm going to, you know, this week I'm going to bench 175 for 10. And then in 2 weeks, I'll bench, well, maybe not 2 weeks. 3 weeks, I'll bench 185 for 10. And basically, you're setting up a plan. And you might not hit the plan, like you might not hit those small intermediate goals, but at least it gets you to a spot and you can change the plan. You know what they say, plan your work and work your plan. Plan your work and work your plan. That's what you have to do. And a lot of the first 4 points I talked about, like that's where your kind of plan comes into place, is some of the strategic work associated with these 4 points. So again, bonus point is set goals and create a plan based on those goals with quantitative metrics to track your progress off of. I guess that's a good general way of saying it. So those are the 4 plus 1, 5 points, including the bonus point, on how to the golden rules for adding size and strength. It's not super complicated. It's simple. It's not always easy to act out those, you know, the steps, but it's pretty simple. And just try to stay on track, try to stay motivated. But those points were: 1, prioritize compound movements; 2, train each body part 2 times a week; 3, eat in a caloric surplus; 4, sleep as much as you can, 8+ hours a night; and 5, set goals. And based on those goals, set up a plan. I'm Max with Max Performance. Let me know in the comments what you think about the video. Let me know what has worked for you in the past. Let me know if you think I'm missing any golden rules. This is just, I just thought of this, before I made the video based on my experience. So I'm not saying this is 100% right. So let me know. And also just any criticism on the video would be great. That'd be incredibly helpful. I want to make more videos, and any feedback I can get is greatly appreciated. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.